Live. We are live. Okay, so this is part two, actually, of our spec video. So it's me and Dave. Yeah, Dave collects. Yeah, yeah. You got to check out his channel. It's his channel is growing way faster than mine. He's going to pass me some point, and he's going to be. Yeah, yeah. Oh, one sec, one sec. I'm getting feedback.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so his channel is really great. So definitely check out his stuff as well. So I'll link his channel in the description, and also I'll link our previous episode where we talked some really cool books, like books that it's kind of interesting because I pick some weird stuff, and then he'll pick some stuff that's maybe a little bit more sensible. So it's really great to see that difference in things that we pick. So without further ado, let me bring on Dave, and we'll start the show.
What's
Hey,
up,
Dave.
everybody? Good to see you again.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you on the same point that you just made. It was super cool seeing the differences in our picks last or 2 weekends ago when we did the first half of the show on my channel. That was so much fun because, I mean, I had to get my pen and paper out. I literally still have the notes sitting right here next to me from 2 weeks ago on the books that you know on at least 3 of the 5 books that you put up. Because I want to put them in my collection for the same, you had some great reasons to pick those. So if you haven't checked that video out, don't go there now. Wait till after we're done here
wait
live.
till after.
But definitely check that video out because Comic Collector Geek, man, huge round of applause for the books you chose. Like you said, mine are more, more known about, keys or reasons to spec on certain books. Mostly Marvel stuff. I'm huge into that, Spider-Verse stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see what you're bringing
your
today.
stuff was practical though. I liked your stuff. Just so you know.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
I think I bought a couple afterwards. So just so you influenced me. So there. So yeah, so I'm going to let you show your first spec because I'm very curious what you brought. So
all right, let's start it off for sure. So we'll start it off like this. One of my only 9.8 slabs. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, Original Sin. Great spec book. I think this is got huge potential. There's a Silk series that's out right now, written by Maureen Gu, and it was great. I've been reading it with my kid, both of my kids. I've got a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they both love sitting down and reading that Silk series with me. She is a young, more focused on younger readers. She's written novels and books, but they're more based for young teen and earlier, so it was a really cool series. It's only a 5-part series and it just wrapped up. So there might even be a trade paperback coming out soon for that Silk series. Look out for that. But this is first appearance of Silk. She gets bitten by the same spider, radioactive spider. And becomes Silk. It's Cindy Moon becomes Silk. So this is a really cool spec book. I mean, in this, right now, this one's sitting probably in the $400 to $500 range in a 9.8. So it's still not super crazy. It's still kind of affordable for people that are looking for investment type books.
It's a good one too because
got legs.
I think she was just confirmed to be in something, either Nowhere Home or No Way Home or whatever it is. I think.
Yeah, and she's gonna be coming in. They're also they're also dropping characters from Agents of Atlas in the mix here and there.
Yeah.
There's been Easter eggs for Agents of Atlas characters that we've talked about.
I spec'd on that book like a year ago.
I have it too, and that was tough. Like this top 10 list was really hard. This might be just an ongoing series we're gonna have to do because
There's just so many cool books.
Was so hard. Like I have 50 or 100 books sitting out that I didn't choose, but could have made this list as well. So, but that's definitely one of my top picks. Spider-Verse characters, like I said, that's one of my favorite things to spec on right now and invest in, because Into the Spider-Verse, #1, the first one that came out, blew everybody's minds. That is one of the best, if not the best, comic book movie ever made.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
You
great
feel
movie.
like you're in it. You feel like you are in that comic. It is, and that's one of the reasons I got, that was like, you know, right when I got back into collecting comics. So it was hard, you know, going after those Miles books after they already jumped up, you know, that, and same with Spider-Gwen. So
you know what's funny? I picked up Miles Morales' first appearance, Ultimate Fallout, after the movie. After the movie, the worst time to pick it up, but I still got it for $50. $50. It was still dirt cheap back then.
That's still an amazing grab. I'm not even gonna say how much I had to spend for my UF4. But,
yeah, I think mine's a 9.4 or 9.6. It's like in that range. But the Silk one, by the way, just so you know, funny story is I just literally picked up that full series today. I bought it.
Oh, dude.
Seriously, just before.
I hope you enjoy it.
I haven't read it yet, but I just picked it up.
Read it with your kids, man. Don't read that by yourself. It is great to read with the kids. Yeah, I picked up some of the alternate covers for it because they have some really kind of cool covers as well. I really like the cover. Did you happen to pick up any of the ratio variants, or did you just pick up
the ratio variants? Yeah, it was the ratio variants.
Those are super hot, and I think those have legs also. You know, I think those are great books to keep in the collection as this character might get bigger and bigger in the Marvel universe. Like, I think they're going to use her more and more. So yeah, she's a cool character, so I don't see why not, right? Like, yeah, I got I'm hoping to still pick up, there's that, you know, the yellow one where she's squatting down and her sneakers in the front, you know, making that pose. So that one of my buddies that I do a show with, his name is Eagles Comics. He said he's going to send me that, and I have some books already set aside that I'm going to send him if he does send me that, because that's one I missed in the shop. That's a great cover. And he's like, oh, somebody gave this to me for free, and I don't really care about it. Like, I'm going to send it to you. I was like, oh, dude, that'd be so sick. So, you know, what's funny, I actually went to my local comic book shop a month before it came out and said, hey, you know, can I get that book? And they said, oh, what is it? They didn't even know what it was. And then when it came out, they had like an auction for it. Like they had like, you know, a draw where you could, you know, you'd have to win. And they didn't even put my name in it, for it. So I didn't even get it. I didn't have even a hope of getting it. So I really wanted that cover too. I thought that was a really cool cover. Yeah. So I tried to pick them all the 1 in 25s. They were awesome from number 1 to number 5. Every single one of those 1 in 25 variants was just amazing. Yeah, really cool covers. So great Jenny Frizen. Yeah. You saw the Jenny Frizen one? She was up. Is that the like the one with the sword, like where she's like? That's the latest one. That was for number 5, I think, and I missed that one too. That was one of the only other ones I missed. So yeah. Still be on the search for that one. But thank you. Yeah, that was my first spec book. Let's see your first one. Let's see what you got. So this is kind of an interesting spec. Just yesterday, I believe, the trailer for Y the Last Man was dropped. And so Y the Last Man is a story by Brian K. Vaughan. And it's just one of these books that I actually picked it up about a year ago. And I picked it up for cover, like way back when. I picked up the whole collection, actually. I bought the whole collection for basically... Hey, quick shout out before we move on. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us in the live chat. We got Spine Ticks in the house. Sith Lordly, thank you for joining us and always supporting the comic book community like you do. We got Jerry the Jitterbug, comic book collector. Comic Collector Geek saying hi back to everybody. And then we got QE. Is that what? He's a friend of mine too. Okay, cool. What's up, guys? Hey, thank you all for joining us live. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah. See, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible host, just so you know.
Hey, no, I forgot to do it too. And I'm doing this from my phone right now. So if I do cut out, I will be right back in. It'll just take me a second to reconnect. It happened the last time I used my phone, but my phone does have better picture quality than the laptop I use. So sorry for interrupting you, man.
Oh, no problem. So yeah,
why the last man standing?
So why the last man standing? Are you familiar with that book or?
No, I haven't. I haven't read that one.
So basically, it's sort of like one of these apocalypse kind of stories where all the men die in the whole entire world. All the men, only men. So only one person survives. That's a man, and it's just this one guy.
Gotcha.
And he basically, it's his story that, you know, how he lived in a world of all women, basically. So it's kind of a cool story. But the writer of it, he's like one of these writers that he's been sort of picked up a few times for different series. And I'm so that Why the Last Man is like, if you look it up now, it's like for a 9.8, it's like $2,000 already. It's really just jumped up in price. So I'm going to show you one that hasn't jumped up in price from the same writer. And this is another one that I believe that they're going to do a series about it. One sec here. I'll make it. This is Paper Girls #1. And you can pick this up for about $100 probably. So just a really great comic. It's a great series, and it's one that I believe that they're considering. I think they're going to make another series about it. So this is one that is affordable, still affordable, and will, you know, probably jump up in price when the series comes out. Or, you know, so it's another one. I like to spec on like writers and artists. So this is a good one if you're interested in that writer. Because I believe like what's happening is a lot of these series, like a lot of these channels like Netflix and FX and Hulu and all these kind of channels, they're looking for good writers. So what they do is they just say, oh, this guy seems to be good. Like they'll basically get all the stories from that one writer. So I'm recommending this one. This is kind of.
And that was only around the $100 range right now in the 9.8?
I think so. And I do believe it has been confirmed for Netflix. I think it's.
I was going to say that book is already on the move. I'm going to have to look it up and see if it's still in that range, because last time I saw that book, you know, it's on you know, hot lists. It's on.
Okay, so this is one I picked up for $90. So.
Nice. That's a good grab, guys. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Actually, I picked up the whole series for like $100. It was like a 30-part series. So, but it's a great series, actually. Good series, good read as well. Just so you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's my first pick.
That's awesome. Yeah, QE says it might already be confirmed for Netflix.
I think it is.
Like. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's one of those ones where they say it is, and then like a couple of years before it actually happens.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, you know, and that's why I always like to say, you know, even though these have been optioned by Netflix or Amazon or, you know, HBO Max or whatever companies are picking up these properties to, you know, make them into shows or movies, live action, animated, it doesn't matter. You got to realize, like, animated stuff takes a long time if they do choose to go that route. Animated, you know, series, animated anything, it takes a long time to produce, whether it's done on computer or, you know, still by hand. It doesn't matter. Either way, it takes a long time. So some of these properties.
So QE's saying it's around $200 to $300 right now already. So I was
see, and
see it's jumped already. Dude, I didn't realize.
I was gonna say, if that book is still under $100 or around $100, I might pick it up. But yeah, no, it's already on the move, guys. So that's a good, like Alan said, or, you know, like he said, it's a great book. Like, it's on the move up. That's, you know, you want to buy low.
I still believe that it's one of those ones where you can still get it sure, 200 to 300. I'll get it raw.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably get a high grade raw cheaper, and then just get it slabbed.
Yeah.
But the point is, what you should do is once that trailer hits, then it's going to be like a $500 to $600 book. You know what I mean? It's going to jump further.
Exactly. Yeah. Anytime there's even mention that characters are cast for shows, we've seen it with Miss Marvel already. Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. I mean, she's been cast. We've seen pictures of her in her outfit. They've released a new picture of her with her purple, fist, whatever that is. I'm excited to see that show and see what they do with it. So there's just a bunch of cool characters everywhere, to spec on for sure. Yeah, right. Those damn speckers. We got another somebody jumped in the chat. You want to shout out the new person in the chat?
Yeah, Phil. Hi, Phil.
Phil Camacho. Camacho.
He's a pretty loyal subscriber on my channel, so that's cool.
Awesome. No, for sure. Cool. So, well, good first pick, and he said good first picks from both of us. So yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah, let's see your next one.
All right. Man, it's tough. So these are in no real order. Like these are, like I said, I've got 100 more books that I could have chosen for this list. So these are just kind of some of my favorites. But this is going to be a classic. Still Marvel, but different.
Oh Marvel. Yeah, that's a hot book already too.
I mean, it is. It's on its way up too because of. I mean, we're getting a new Boba Fett series, the Book of Boba Fett. There's also more Mandalorian getting ready to come out. So yeah, anything Mandalorian based on Star Wars is going up. Number 42 is also another one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Could have made this list. 42 and 68 are both big appearances of. This one's an iconic cover. Same with 42, both iconic covers. This one is one I would probably, consider sending out to slab. It's not the best condition. It's probably only like a, good to very good. But I love this book. Iconic cover. And I loved this book so much that when these came out, I could not pass them up either.
The reprints,
This is the KRS exclusive. I saw these on Lords of the Long Box, which is one of the best shows that I watch on, these kind of lists, like top 10 lists. That's one of my favorite shows to watch. So when I saw the version of that homage and the trade dress, I mean, I like the trade dress more than the Virgin because it matches.
Matches the original. Yeah,
exactly.
Actually, I like the trade dress better too.
Well, yeah, I would send that one to slab too.
I
had to show those just because they're so close in similarity. I had.
Yeah, no, those are great. I like those a lot.
And that one's for Star Wars number 13. That KRS exclusive was for Star Wars number 13.
Yeah, that was one of the last books. Like I got the whole series, right? The whole Star Wars original series. That was one of the last books that I had to get for that collection. It kept on going up too. It was driving me crazy. It was like every time I'd try to get it, it would just go up an extra notch. It's just like I was like chasing after it. It was kind of crazy.
Oh, dude, I'm watching. I was watching like hundreds of books doing that same thing, and I'm just watching them get out of hand. Like, oh well, that one's off the list. I can't own that one anymore right now. Like, I'm like marking off ones that I'm not gonna buy because they went up too high, too quick, and it's a bummer. But it's just maybe one day, go sell off the whole collection and get one.
But the funny thing is, right now is the best time to buy those books because when the show is kind of in between seasons, it kind of dips down a little bit, just a little bit.
People have forgotten about it a little bit.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's a good time to buy it. Once the show comes back out, it'll be like hot again and
once a trailer drops for the next Mandalorian season or the first season of the Book of Boba Fett, which
Yeah.
we should be seeing anytime now. I cannot wait to see what those books do.
Yeah, those books will be crazy. Just crazy price.
So yeah, that's number 2 on my list. And there's some really famous people that worked on that book. You got Gene Day and a great Marvel crew working on that book. So also on the artistic and writing side.
Okay, so I'm going to show you my next spec. Now, there's a bunch of stuff that's happening this week, actually. I believe on the 11th or 12th, the What If series comes out. So I actually I brought a bunch of specs related to the What If series. So what I always do is whenever, like, I would do this a lot earlier normally, but what I would do is I would find out who the casts are and like what, who's reprising their roles. So with that in mind, I sort of heard that the guy that plays Korg is going to be in the new What If series. So Korg is the kind of rocks-like guy.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And actually, he's kind of, that character is semi-hot right now because he did sort of a crossover with the guy that plays Deadpool. What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds
and they did like a Deadpool Korg commercial
which is kind of cool because if you think about that, that's the first time sort of the crossover between
we're gonna start seeing some real weird crossovers here real quick.
So that was kind of a key thing. So what I was brought is the first appearance of Korg, and this is Incredible Hulk 93 from the Planet
that is
Hulk
a good
series.
book to pick up.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know how much this goes for right now, but yeah.
You said that's number 93.
Number 93, the first appearance of Korg.
Nice.
Just a nice little one to pick up. And because his voice is going to be in the What If series. And I believe that he's kind of a hot character in a way because he's kind of cool. He's kind of like a funny kind of.
Oh, dude. So all the kids love Korg because he was playing Fortnite in in the movie where him and Thor are kicking it,
Yeah. So
all the kids love Korg.
So I think this is a kind of a nice little spec, and I know that he's going to be in the What If series. So, kind of a cool one to pick up. I think he'll kind of spike after he makes his appearance in the show.
Nice.
So that's Planet Hulk, Incredible Hulk, number 93.
Nice. Yeah.
Actually, I think any of the Planet Hulk ones have potential to go up because I think they're going to have a Planet Hulk episode of the What If. It would be my guess.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that series. We're less than like 4 days,
3 days
away.
I think.
We're like three days away, and that is dropping. Actually, if I stay up really late Tuesday night, I might even be able to catch it before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
But I might be on lack of sleep on Wednesday at work. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited to see that series. They actually brought back like 30, I think maybe even more. 30 of the voice actors are all the same from their characters in the Marvel universe.
I think the only one
of course going to be different. They couldn't do it for everybody, but 30 at least are going to be the same.
Yeah, I think they couldn't get what's his name, the guy that does Iron Man,
Robert Downey
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew from the beginning that wasn't him. When I heard that voice in the trailer, I was like, oh, it's not Robert Downey Jr. But then, you saw Thor and Chris Hemsworth. He's still Thor's voice, and I think Captain Carter's gonna be
they got a whole bunch of the big actors to come back. So.
And the most exciting voice that we get to hear
is
in his final performances, Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, that's gonna
be a sad one in a way.
I guess, yeah, it is gonna be sad, but it'll be really great to hear his voice as Black Panther, even though he's gonna be, as Star-Lord. It's gonna be super cool to see. And I guess that's
Okay.
supposed to be in 4 episodes. So hopefully we get at least 4 episodes with new Chadwick lines.
Yeah, I think they're all going to be kind of one-off shows, right? Like it's not going to be like multiple
I
episodes.
don't think they're going to be one-off shows. I think they might start that way in the beginning, like, hey, here's, this part of this story, this part of this story, whatever. But I think they are all going to wrap together before the end of the first season or towards the end of the first season of What If, because they've
Okay.
already stated there's going to be 2 seasons of What If.
Oh, I
So
didn't. Yeah.
there's that was another recent announcement, is Loki. We didn't know there was going to be a second season of Loki until the very end of the series. This, they've already stated, hey, we were going to have it be this long of a series, but we're cutting it back to 9 episodes because we're going to do a second season because we couldn't fit it all in. The multiverse is too crazy to fit into one season.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff that they can introduce.
Yeah.
So Phil
yeah,
asked if what are our thoughts on the What If books? I actually think there's a lot of potential for the What If series itself, like the actual comic, to go up as well. I definitely recommend people pick those up. I actually just picked those up as well. I didn't have the original series.
I definitely recommend at least picking up a few of the keys
That's
out
what I
of
did.
that series, like what if Jane Foster, became Thor. That one is key. That one's on its way up.
That's like a $300 book already.
Yeah, it's like 3 to 5 right now for sure. Yeah. Like that book's on its way. And then there's some other keys along the way in that What If series. But the interesting thing about this What If show that people need to realize is that it's not really based on the comics as much. This What If series is reimagining stuff that we've already seen in the Marvel universe, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they're reimagining stuff that we've already seen on screen so that everybody's caught up. Like, it doesn't matter if you read the comic book series. Because, there's a couple of those What If books that we're seeing in other movies, like Thor, Love and Thunder.
We'll have the What If Jane Foster.
That's the What If Jane Foster becomes Thor. Like, that story is happening. So, like, they're using those stories in other aspects, but in this What If animated series, they're not really going towards the comic books, the What If series. It's generally based on that idea. And we've got the Watcher, of course, narrating it, which I can't wait for either. That's going to be epic. But
I was actually going to bring that book, that Watcher's first Watcher appearance.
Reimagining the cinematic universe that we've already seen. So I'm not saying that the What If series are not good comic books to invest in. Those are great books to invest in. You can pick most of them up for like $4 to $6, or less. Some of them are in dollar bins, right now. So you can pick those books up pretty cheap, except for those keys that, like I said, the Jane Foster, becoming Thor and stuff.
I would actually recommend What If #1, just as a quick aside. What If #1, just because it's the name, not that it's any special story. I think it's a What If Spider-Man, I think is what it's about. But it's just because it's the What If. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
First series, #1.
Number ones for sure. Number ones are for sure good investment.
Okay, so what's your next one?
Number 3. Yeah, that was a good choice, man. Incredible Hulk number 93. Pay attention, you guys. So my next choice, it's kind of another one where it was so hard to just choose one. So, like, this is a 4th printing. And it's Thanos number 13, first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider. So I have this in a first print also, and it's slabbed in 9.8, but it's the Marvel trading card variant. And I might go grab that here in just a second. But so this is first Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it's a character that I just have my fingers crossed. But I have a feeling that we're going to see him, come up eventually. That storyline is too good not to be used, I think. we already are hearing plans of Ghost Rider for the next phase. We're going to get a new Ghost Rider, something. So I put that one, Thanos number 13. Thanos number 14 is his second appearance, but it's his first cover appearance. So that's the reason I also wanted to mention that. Like I said, these three kind of go together, and it's really hard. It was really hard for me to pick. Thanos number 15. Now this is a key because this is the first appearance of Silver Surfer Black or Silver Surfer as the Fallen. And he ends up getting his own series as well. We got Silver Surfer Black. Epic series. Love it. And this is Donny Cates. We got Donny Cates, Shaw, and Fabella on this series. So a great team writing and artwork, of course. But yeah, that's one of my other favorite characters is Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I had to put one Cosmic Ghost Rider book on my list because of that. I didn't want to have all Spider-Verse characters, because that's what my list would have been probably.
I actually have the Thanos number 13, but the hologram, the not the what's it called? The lenticular.
Nice. I'm gonna grab this slab.
Okay, so when he's grabbing his slab and he's going to show it, I'm going to show my next spec. So my next spec is an obvious one that we know that is already coming, but it's still actually fairly affordable. I was okay. I'm going to let him show, and then I'll tell you what my thing is.
So there's that. Yeah, sorry. There's that Thanos number 13. This is one of my only other 9.8 slabs, but trading card variant on the back. It's got like Thanos' specs, just like a Marvel trading card would. So it's a really cool variant. It's a wraparound variant done by Christopher. And yeah, first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider.
So, is that a ratio variant, or is that just a...
I think this was probably an open to order variant. I don't think this was a ratio variant. I'd have to look it up, but I think it was open to order.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And this one, not too bad yet. I mean, less than $200 for a 9.8 on this. And like I said, it's a huge character. I think they'll probably use him.
Cool. So
let's see your.
My next one is obvious. It's an obvious one. I want to make one that's kind of obvious. We know that in the next bunch are all what if stuff. So because I'm excited about the show, I'm like it's all what if stuff. We know that Marvel Zombies is going to be in it. So this is the first appearance of the Marvel Zombies in cameo. Okay?
Yep.
Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21.
It's funny. I found a whole run of this run.
Yeah.
Minus this book. I thought I had it. I was like, okay, we went to this warehouse sale and I was like, oh man, I just found something good. But it was like I found 1 through like 19 or 20.
Oh,
and then 21's missing, of course, and I bought the whole stack thinking I was like, it's one of these books. I know one of these books is the key, and I didn't know which one. I just grabbed them all, and none of them are.
There's actually 4 keys, believe it or not, related to Marvel Zombies.
Oh.
So it's this one, 21. 2 is their first full appearance, which I actually have, but it's not with me. And then there's this one, which is the kind of the next Marvel Zombies one. But it didn't actually appear on the cover until number 30. So this is Ultimate Fantastic Four number 30. So you would have to, like, if you want to get all the Marvel Zombie kind of related ones, you'd get number 21, his first cameo. They sort of last couple panels they were in there. And then number 22, and then 23, and then number 30. Those are the key issues for Marvel Zombies. And then obviously the Marvel Zombies actual series, which is actually pretty pricey. Yeah. I actually have all of these in my collection because I love zombies.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be going up until we start seeing them in the, I mean, even once we see them, I don't think prices, so this is my theory on like all these spec books is, like we are seeing, them rise to a point, like the show gets hot and then they'll dip down a little bit. Like you said, they'll cool off after the show ends. The spec's over on it. We've seen it on the screen, and they'll dip down a little bit, but they're not gonna dip lower than they ever, the last high. It's always a gradual dip, and then they'll go up a little bit more, depending on the character. Don't get me wrong, but on characters that they're planning on reusing or continuing on in this universes, I think the values are there in the books.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, just to give you a sense of how affordable these are, still affordable. I picked up all these key issues just again, like I picked up a second set, just 2 days ago. So like literally still like recent times we're talking. I picked them all up for $40, the whole set. So $40 for like, 4 maiden keys is pretty cheap, I think. So
yeah.
So Marvel Zombies 1 is the other. Yeah, Phil just mentioned that. I think that would be the other, that if you want to get all the kind of Marvel related zombie things, those would be the 4 that you would look for. Or 5, I should say. 5 you would look for.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, those first cover appearances are, kind of, they're kind of a little bit lower than the actual first appearances. So I love to pick up first covers. That's one of my favorite things to collect is like first cover appearances. Those are good ones, man. All right. I'm on number 4, right? Yeah.
Yep, number 4.
All right. Well, since we already talked about him, I'm just gonna get the man, the myth, the legend, Miles Morales.
Okay, that's a great one.
Yeah, Ultimate Fallout number 4. I mean, it's not even a spec book. Everybody knows about this book, but people are worried that it's going to fall off or it's going to drop down. That the comic market is going to have a bubble and it's going to burst or something. No, guys. So this is still a good book to invest in. It has got to a dip right now. It's come down a couple $100 from where it was a few months ago, like in the middle, in a really hyped market that we've seen. So I still like this as a good investment. I would still call this a good investment. This is a modern key. Our kids, are gonna know Miles Morales. Their kids are gonna know Miles Morales. Like, it is the future. They're not. I don't see them stopping using Miles at any point. I mean, it's the new Spider-Man, and he is so hot right now. That's my take on it. At least, like I said, I had to pay up for this book because I was not into comic collecting when this came out. I got back into it and wanted to own it, and so I had to pay up a little bit for this book. But I mean, I'm no way losing money on this book. I see it. It's still at a steady, it's still keeping steady at where it's at. And we've got about a year to go before we see the next Spider-Verse movie, maybe a little bit more than a year. So
yeah,
I'm excited for when the trailer drops for that Spider-Verse 2 movie. I want to see what this does at that point. I'm really excited to see what this book does at that point. But this is one I want to say, this isn't like a spec book that I bought that I want to sell. Like, I did buy this as an investment. It is an investment because, it's a big chunk of money, but it's in no way something I would want to sell. Like, this is something I want to pass to my kids, and they can pass to their kids hopefully one day, or if somebody has to sell it along the line, whatever, after I'm gone, whatever. But I want this to be something, like, this is like a family heirloom to me in my family. Like, this is, a modern family heirloom to me, like something that I would want to pass on to the next generation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a major key. My only concern with that book is the fact that there's just so many costs out there. And because it is a modern book, there's a lot of higher grade comics of it. But I do believe that there's also, like, it's always supply and demand. Even with that huge supply, there's even greater demand for it. So I do believe
And
that
I think that's only going to increase as we go on with how
Mhm.
popular all the Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, I mean, you
Yep.
name it. All that I mean, they are just becoming so big and so popular, and it's not just here. I mean, it's
Mhm.
worldwide. It's in everywhere. You know, you're starting to see it. So
Yeah.
I think the sky's the limit on anything like that. Like you said, there's a ton of copies out there, but at some point, the more once it's once that many people know about it, like how a lot of those people have to at some
Yeah.
point go
So
look like, hey, that'd be cool to own.
yeah, I actually had a really funny story. Like I have like my comic room in my basement. This like I think it's amazing room. Like it just has like golden age grails, like first Wonder Woman and first Fantastic Four, first X-Men, all these like big grails. Okay, so one of our friends' kids came over. Okay, so it's like, oh, they're gonna love this. They're gonna be like, oh, this is awesome. They didn't recognize any of the titles. They didn't. The X-Men. Who's X-Men? They didn't know X-Men. They didn't know Fantastic Four. They didn't know any of the titles. The only one that they recognized was Spider-Man. So I was like, oh man, like this is really great. This one over here is even better. But no, they recognized Spider-Man. So it is what it is, right? So I think there is that the younger generation are more
Yeah.
in love with Spider-Man than the other characters. So I definitely think
Well,
that
we
that's
kind of
what
touched on it before. Shout out to Sleepin' Comics who
Sleeping
joined us.
Comics
What's up,
and Vinny.
Sleepin'? Thanks. Hey,
Yeah.
Vinny Whitlock. Yes, thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. We kind of touched on this before a little bit about the characters and the younger generation, like our kids, that are
Mm-hmm.
reading books and what they're into.
Yeah.
People really need to pay attention to that because that
Yep.
is what's going to be
Well,
big
that's
in the next
20 years from now,
generation.
that's what's going to be hot, right? Like 20, 30
Exactly.
years, those are the big books, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, and it's
Okay.
like I pick up a lot of nostalgia stuff too from when I was a kid. Like that, like some of those books didn't make this list either. I had a little stack of nostalgia books from the '90s, which aren't huge money books by any means, but I
Mm-hmm.
think they have room to become that because everybody from our generation picking up stuff that they loved from the '90s, like Alf and Ren and Stimpy and Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls and all the Adult Swim shows, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
different stuff. SpongeBob, like SpongeBob
Yeah,
#1
SpongeBob's going to
has.
be huge.
Have you guys seen the price on that? That's going up.
Oh, it's gone up a lot. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
Well, yeah, that's a
I'll show you
good one, man.
my next spec. And this is kind of a weird one. It's also from the What If series. But I think it's one that's a little bit under the radar. I didn't hear anyone else talking about this, so hopefully it's something that's new to people. Um, it's the Mighty Avengers number 69. I got it from an auction, so you can see my lot number. Um, so this is the first appearance of the Grand Master. And you're probably wondering, who is the Grand Master?
So that is a good choice, my friend.
Mhm. Just so you know, he's the brother of the Collector. Now, the Collector is the guy that Jeff Goldblum. He played him in the Thor: Love and Thunder movie. But
Yeah.
he's like a twin brother, so he's going to play the Grandmaster in the What If series. So he's already been signed up for the voice for it. So I checked all the list of who's the voices in the What If series. So I know
Yeah.
that this character is coming. Nobody talked about it. It wasn't in the trailers, but I do know that this character is coming. So this is Avengers 69, first appearance of the Grand Master. So kind of a
That is a great choice, man. So I don't know if you saw any of the recent, spec videos on like Easter eggs from the last episode of Loki that have kind of come to light just recently this past few
okay.
days.
No, I didn't see that.
So like I'm not going to spoil anything from the Loki series, but in that scene at the beginning of episode 6, like they're panning away from our Earth and out of our solar system and into the universe and through the black hole and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And There's that one ship. There's a ship that flies in, the spaceship that flies through.
Yep.
Well, everybody was specking that was Fantastic Four ship, correct?
Oh.
Like for a while there.
Oh,
Everybody
cool.
was specking that this was Fantastic Four ship. It does not seem to be the case, though. On the last episode of, I think, New Rockstars was the one to bring it out. I think he is specking that this is the Collector's ship. Grandmaster's brother, the Collector's ship. He thinks that is him bouncing out of our universe before that all gets sucked in. And so he's going to be in this multiverse. And I think we're also going to see the Collector in the What If series. It's what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
Benicio del Toro. No, that's
the Collector. Yes, you're right. The Collector is Benicio del Toro. Yeah.
Benicio del Toro, I think, is going to be in this What If series too. It shows him fighting somebody in one of the trailers at a quick scene. So that ship was also confirmed to be in the background of Avengers Infinity War in the Endgame series there. That ship is in the background of the scene in the Collector's area there where Thanos is using the red stone to create the
reality,
his visual, his fake reality for Gamora to fall for, or whatever. Well, in the background, if you pay attention, that ship that we see flying out of the solar system in the Loki #6 episode is the same ship. So check out that video. Check out
that's a really good Easter egg.
That guy is killing it. That guy is killing it on his Easter egg finds.
So I the way I found out about the Grandmaster was I know that I just checked the Wikipedia thing for all the cast, and like I see Jeff Goldblum is signed up as the Grandmaster. So pretty easy.
That's so awesome, and I love Jeff Goldblum as that character. He was so funny. That was awesome. I can't wait to hear more of him as the Grandmaster.
So
cool, man. Good pick.
Okay, so that's my fourth
all right.
one.
I told you guys my Spider-Verse is where I'm sticking with on my top
Very
picks.
themed.
You got Silk, Miles Morales, and of course Spider-Gwen. First appearance of Spider-Gwen. Edge of Spider-Verse #2. My set, I went for the 9.6s. Like you said, it on the investment side, 9.8s are the investment grade to invest in, but 9.6s, there's always the chance, you clean press them, get them to that 9.8, if possibly. So it really didn't matter to me. I wanted a matching set, so I got Miles and Gwen both in 9.6. And I'm super stoked to have these in my collection. Like I said, I feel the same way about this book as I do about Miles. There's no reason for this character to go anywhere because of the popularity of Miles and Spider-Gwen that they've received so far. And like I said, here in a year, we're going to see what these books do next. Once that next movie drops, or the next trailer drops for Into the Spider-Verse 2.
That's it. So I think once the new Miles Morales movies come out, all those books will be like hit that next level, right? So I like Spider-Gwen a lot, actually. I think that's a great character. So
Phil Camacho, he was saying the Watcher first appearance in Fantastic Four is going up right now too for the What If series.
I was actually going to bring my copy of that. Actually, I was going to bring two. I have two. His first appearance, which is like that hand that comes out of the ground, but that's not him. But then there's another where he on Fantastic Four, I think 32. I'm guessing on the number, where he makes his first cover appearance, which is I think another good book to pick up. So
Dan, we got people asking why we didn't pick certain books in the chat. Asking why you didn't put your Tales of Suspense #50, the first Mandarin up there. I mean, so this, like I said earlier, was a really hard list to make, guys, and this might turn into an ongoing series due to that fact is that I had 100 books that I had to cut off my list. and I don't have Tales of Suspense 50 like Comic Collector Geek does, you know, to put up, but I have more, you know, modern stuff for other stuff, so we might have to, you know, add on to this list later. But
actually, I kept it fairly modern.
yeah,
Show, because I kind of felt like I was a little bit too old last time. I wanted to, you know, bring some more modern
no
stuff.
way. I liked that. I liked your specs from the last one. And if you haven't seen that show, seriously, guys, after this is over, go to my channel and look at the show from a couple weekends ago with Comic Collector Geek.
It's all
It's
golden
gonna blow
age
your mind. Specs. Sleep In Comics. I think you've probably seen it, but if not, go check that out, man. It's great.
So Vinny says that he has like FF 6 to 68. That's a really good collection. If you could just get that number 5, then he's got a great collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually, there was a bunch that I thought, but I've heard them so many times mentioned, like the, you know, the Mandarin, the first appearance of those characters. I've heard so many times on other channels that I didn't really want to bring them this time. I try to bring stuff that I haven't really heard talked about on other channels. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to bring something different every time, like a little bit different.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, I like to highlight a couple of those books just because they're some of my favorites in my collection, my favorite characters, and, you know, but yeah, no, I loved the stuff that you were busting out the last time because it was, you know, blowing my mind.
I brought some other stuff. I brought a couple more, just that might be interesting. I bought one Silver Age, so
nice.
That'll be my bonus book.
Nice.
So yeah, so Kiwi asked about Marvel Superheroes number 13, which is the first appearance of Carol Danvers. I actually have that book. I'm not specking on it though. I'm thinking that they're going to go some different way with Carol Danvers. I have a feeling Captain Marvel, they're gonna go more the Spectrum, like or Photon or whatever her name is.
Photon.
Yeah, whatever.
And I'm with you too because of that new Marvel show coming out. It's got all of their logos in the, you know, Marvel's logo.
Yes. So I'm thinking
Kamala, and, you know, it's got the Spectrum or Photon, you know, it's got all of their different logos mixed into that. So it will be interesting to see where that goes.
What I actually think is going to happen, this is like my prediction, is there's a series in the comics where Rogue basically kills Carol Danvers, right? She kills Captain Marvel and takes her over. And then that's how Rogue gets the ability to fly and gets all these abilities, right? I have a feeling that they're going to run that story, and then, you know, where Rogue is kind of the major baddie, you know, and it's going to be one of those things where Rogue is going to play a big role, and then you're going to have like somebody else having to take up the mantle of Captain Marvel, which will be either Photon or Spectrum or whatever iteration of that character they choose, right? But so that's my guess.
Yeah, no, Vinny, that was one of the books that's, you know, sitting on the table still inside that I didn't choose. I have a Miss Marvel #1 from the 70s that, you know, the first Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. I have that one, but it's only in a mid-grade. It's like a, you know, 5.0 copy slab, but I just am happy to have it. You know, like some of the stuff I get is not mint condition. Like, I'm looking for all these older keys, but I'm looking for all these older keys in lower grades because that's what I can afford. You know, like, there's no way I'm looking for Strange Tales in high grade, you know, any Strange Tale keys. There's no freaking way. Like, I got kids that I gotta, you know, get into college and stuff. So, like, you know, I'll try to invest in like smaller ones, and hopefully, you know, because the small stuff does work its way up as the higher grades go up. Of course, the lower grades are going to follow them up with that.
Yeah, actually, I did a series on investing in lower grades. From what I could see, and I looked into it a lot, you actually can do better on the lower grades. where
Yeah,
the mount that they go up is actually better than even the 9/8, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, there's more room. It's
Yeah.
super weird, like you say that though. But it's better to buy 10 copies in low grade than one copy of a high grade.
Which is
it's
very
so
messed
cool
up.
Can...
Yeah. But
right?
it does work in terms of like the investment. If you want to like, what's the best return on investment? Strangely, low grades is slightly better. It's weird, but and it's easier to sell them too. Like selling $100,000 book compared to selling $100 book. It's a lot easier to flip that lower grade one. So just some weird advice.
Yeah, totally. Good advice.
I'm going to show one more spec from the What If series. And this is just because I know this character is also appearing in the... Actually, yeah. You probably know this book too. This is one that's already kind of gone up a lot. But it's the first appearance of Killmonger. And this is Jungle Action number 6. And it's... it's kind of a cool book, just because it is the first appearance of Killmonger. He was big in the movie.
Yeah.
They already have like in the credits. they mentioned that he's going to be in the he is going to be in the What If series. But I also believe what they could be setting up, and just as you were saying, that the What If series might be the situation where they're setting up future things in the MCU. What I believe is that they're going to maybe set up Killmonger as going to be the next Black Panther.
See, and I could totally see that, especially because we see him in the trailer at the very beginning of the original Iron Man scene. Saving Tony Stark from becoming Iron Man, basically. So that timeline we already know, like.
Yeah, so I could see that, with the multiverse, he can come back to life, and he could take up the mantle. And I really think he would be a good choice, because he was kind of like, in the Black Panther movie, he was a likable bad guy in a way.
No, he was a likable villain. They made him likable, just like we like Loki in the Loki series now. They've been building towards that, and that's the other thing I love about Marvel. They're building up towards something big. Killmonger is the next generation's favorite character. Like I said, my son liked Killmonger in Black Panther better than he liked Black Panther, I think. I mean, he wants to like the good guy, but he liked Killmonger's character better than I think he liked Black Panther's. I loved Michael B. Jordan. I love he just killed that part.
Yeah, I think they're gonna choose Killmonger over Shuri. I know everyone's saying, "Oh, it's Shuri, it's Shuri, it's Shuri," but I actually think it's gonna be Killmonger. I think
you might be right. It's possible. I'm hoping, because I have a few books in my collection for Shuri.
So you're biased, okay?
But no, I'm hoping they go with Shuri, because I think it'd be cool to put a female into that role and kind of mix it up. There is a lot of male dominated roles in the superhero kingdom. So that's why we are seeing a lot of like these changes being made. Like, so I could see it going either way. I like Killmonger as a spec for Black Panther, but I also like Shuri as the spec for Black Panther. It's like I could go either way and be happy.
Personally, just like I was sort of mixed opinion about the Black Panther movie, but I really didn't. I didn't like Shuri. I really didn't like her specifically. I thought she was just.
And I've heard. Is it you that I've been arguing with in all those blogs online? I'm typing in, no, it needs to be Shuri, and you're like, nah, Shuri's not good enough to do it. Like, is that you that I'm going back and forth with?
No, it's not me, but I really don't like her. I didn't like the actress. I thought she was annoying and like, just like, I just didn't like her. I just didn't
she
like
was her. Like, I do see that, like a little bit of the immatureness, like a childish kind of, but I think that's like kind of how they wanted her to play that role. But I see what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, but I loved the tech side of it, she's like straight up Tony Stark in Wakandan form. You know, like she's got all the tech in the world. Like, I mean, her role is key still. Even if she doesn't become the Black Panther, I'd be happy, like I said, either way. But I've got some key books. I've got a sick J. Scott Campbell cover of Shuri as the Black Panther, and that one didn't make this list either. I almost pulled that almost made today's list.
Oh wow! So yeah, so I don't have any of the Shuri books. I really don't. I have lots of great books in my collection, but no Shuri books. So maybe she just, that one actress messed me over on that one. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, I'll have to send you a picture of this one that I have. I love this cover. J. Scott Campbell just killed it with this Shuri cover.
Some of the Shuri covers are amazing. I love the Shuri covers, to tell you the truth. But I don't know. I just never felt like putting the money that they asked for them. Like they were kind of one of those books that had already gone up, and I was like, maybe I'll get something else instead.
I only grabbed like one or two. I only picked up like one or two. I was like, okay, I don't want to spec too hard on that. You know, you gotta spread your seeds around. Don't put all your seeds in the same hole. You know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's that. Those are we have like a whole bunch of shows that we can do. So so stay tuned for that. There's going to be like a lot more shows where we really do have like a big portfolio of books that we can say, hey, this one might be great. And especially because I paid $1 for it. If you can make it great, then I can flip it.
Oh man. Yeah, go dollar bin diving, guys. That's where the money is at, you know. Yeah, Sith. You know you like that phrasing. You know, it's like a squirrel trying to get his nut. You know, you just gotta dig a bunch of holes, put them everywhere, and then
hope for the best.
Something will happen. Something's gonna sprout.
So do you have any other bonus books? Or
no, I didn't pick any bonus books. If you want to show a bonus book, you can.
I have one bonus book. Just because I didn't show any golden or silver age, I feel like a little bit off my game if I don't show anything a little bit older. So I'm just going to show one older book that I liked. And it's this one.
I'll go grab one more that oh, that's a good one too.
So this is my old, like, Silver Age book. This is Adventure Comics 293. And this is the first appearance of Bizarro Lex Luthor, but it's also the first appearance of the League of Super Pets.
Oh, nice.
So so it's the Super Pets. And what's his name? Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is going to play one of the Super Pets. So I have a feeling that could be like, something pretty big in the future.
No, that's good.
This is still a cheap, well, not cheap. It's like $50 to $100 range book, okay, for a Silver Age mid-grade book. So definitely one I think that will go up once that and more announcements about the Super Pets coming out. Yeah. So also, I believe
I've heard about that show.
The horse. I think also the horse makes its first appearance in here too. The Comet or whatever the name of the horse is. So
nice.
So
no, that's a good one too, man. That's a good bonus one. I'll leave it at my 5 for now, so we can
wrap up,
finish it up. But yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime, man. Even if we only do it every couple weeks or whatever, once a month, once every few weeks, we'll have to figure something out.
So we'll be alternating. So just for the people that are watching right now, we're going to be alternating between the two channels. So 1 week will be on my channel, 1 week will be on Dave's channel. So definitely check. Yeah. I would recommend subscribe and do that little bell notification for both channels.
Like notifications, because that way you get notified when either one of us are going live. You can catch us, either one of us. I know you're only like 40 people away, 41 people away. I know,
I'm so close.
1,000. I mean, you're almost to 1,000 people right now. That's so awesome. I'm so stoked for you.
Yeah.
And I'm coming up on, I think I'm the next mark I'm trying to hit is 250, and I think I'm at
Oh,
like
nice.
185,
So
185 or 190 or something. So.
I think when I first met you, you were just hitting that 100 mark. So you've gone up pretty fast. Like, as I said, you're probably going to pass me, and it's like, oh man, like.
No, not for a while. Not for a while. I do the weekly show over on Spine Ticks. I do get a lot of shout outs there. Being on starting lineup. Shout out to Sith Lordly for having me on there. It's a crazy group of guys. Like, we live stream from literally, we start at 8:00 Western, West Coast time, Pacific time, and we'll go till 3:00, 4:00 in the morning, live streaming.
Endurance
and, the chat's going. Like, some people, will come in for a couple hours and say goodnight. Hey, I'm going to bed. And then they'll go to bed and wake up and we're still live streaming. And they're like, what is going on? Like, you guys are still going? Like, I'm going to work now. Like, but no, it's super fun. Like, we have so much fun over there on that channel. A lot of messing around. It's adult, it's adult, don't let your kids watch it with you. But check out last night's show. I highly recommend, if you want to just get a feel for the show, check out last night's show over on Spine Ticks channel. And we have writer Matthew Spradlin from Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights. We interview him at the very beginning of the episode. He comes on and hangs out with us for a good hour and a half, I'd say. And then we actually get into, like, we inducted a new member last night, and we had a weird secret society, like, cult ceremony to induct our new member in. So that, like, freaked out. I'm sure we lost subscribers there for a second, or whatever. But no, it was a lot of fun. And then we go into Marvel and, our picks of the week, our FOC for, what's coming out next month that's on FOC this week. We talk about it all throughout the show. So, like, it goes all night, but some people take all week and listen to that, while they're at work, a full day of work, you can listen to it all day at work.
Well, yeah, that's the great thing. Like, nobody actually does work anymore. So it's, you can just listen to the live streams instead. So yeah,
we have a good time over there. Like I said, it's a great community. Like, Sith just brings everybody together and, like, lets people, use his platform to get out there. Great writers from a lot of independent books have been on that show for interviews. So shout out to him, because, he's helped me, get me out there. Because, like you said, I just started a couple months ago with my channel, and I'm almost to 200. I'm gonna wait till 250 and do a giveaway at 250, and then also at 500, 750, and 1,000. Of course, all the
those are the kind of the milestones. Yeah. This is my first.
It's going quick though.
My first giveaway that I'm doing at 1,000. So
that's awesome, man.
You can win a couple cool clocks. They're actually, one of them kind of spiked afterwards, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should take that one back. But it's on the list. So I'm doing my giveaway at 1,000. So.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be there for it, man. I can't wait to see you hit that milestone, and I'm glad that we got in contact with each other before that happened, and help you get this last little push over and try to make it happen. I shout you out also on the other channel I'm on is HOFG Comics on Saturdays. We do a show every Saturday at 4 p.m. Before the Spine Tick show. So, like, Saturday is my live stream day. From 4 to 5:30 Pacific time I'm streaming, and then 8 till Sunday morning at wee hours of the morning. So
yeah, you should send me all the links for that. Send me all the links for that, and I'll put it in the description after the video is done.
Yeah. I'll send you them when we're done here. And like I said, we're just small guys. We're just starting out. We don't have crazy editing in our videos. We're not flashing title cards and, like, all kinds of crazy stuff all over. Like, Spine Ticks is the fun night. Like, we're showing clips of previous shows. Like, they're like, we're having a good time Saturday night. Like, it's our party night. But like, my channel is pretty small, really mellow. I do unboxings and, pickups. I plan on doing some interviews on my channel when it gets a little bit bigger. so that the people that I'm bringing on aren't disrespected by the low number of people that are viewing while we're live. Like I don't want to get, you know, a writer from Marvel to, or, you know, from anywhere to come on to my show until I have a decent amount of people that I can count on being there to view it, so the writer doesn't feel like they're that they've wasted their time with me. So look out for that in the future. But I will be doing some book reviews coming up. Get ready for that, Alan. Make sure you read that Silk series with your kids, because I'm going to be reviewing that. I'm reviewing that this next few weeks with my son, and we're also going to be reviewing Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow, that new What If series from Marvel. So, if you haven't read that, read it and jump in when we're reviewing it and let us know what you thought about it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so I guess we'll wrap up for this week. Thanks, Dave, for joining me on my channel. And
hey, thank everybody in the live chat, you guys.
There's so many people like Spine Ticks, Kiwi, Vinny, Phil, Sleeping Comics. Thanks all of you guys for coming. I really do appreciate it. I'll have to send you little envelopes with money in it for coming. I don't know. Thanks for coming, guys. Definitely check out last week's show, or not last week's, 2 weeks show. That was great. And that's on Dave Collects YeahYeah's channel. And yeah, thanks again, Dave, for coming. So
hey, thank you for having me, man. It's been so much fun, and I can't wait till the next one, man.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
We'll see you guys later.